These are the days, gang, right here, to pursue faithfulness and purity. And let me just do this one very quickly, because I know you guys just did a whole bunch of time on, boy meets girl. But can I tell you a few things about this? Right now is when you want to learn to discipline yourself, okay? This idea of masturbation being a single guy's problem, would you just wake up? Can I just tell you something? Masturbation is not a single man's problem. Pornography is not a problem just for single guys. It's not a tool that single guys use until they get a girl. It has more married men in bondage. It has more marriages ending in ruin than you could even imagine. And if you dabble and play with that stuff now, let me just tell you something. You cannot just turn that little spigot off when you get married. You got to learn right now to be faithful and to guard your heart. Because it's always easier, okay, to be an individual that just goes and pleasures himself without any effort than it is to be a loving, caring, wooing, sensitive, engaging spouse that earns the right to be physically intimate with another human, as opposed to just slapping some DVD or hit some website and pleasure yourself. And I'm just telling you, right now is the moment for you to go, you know what, I'm going to be a man that does not let any worthless thing come before my eye, because I don't want to destroy the woman that I'm telling her that I will love. Right now is the time to just say, I'm going to make a covenant. Here's the problem with premarital sex, okay? Premarital sex is not something that makes God mad in the sense that he wants to judge you for doing it. Premarital sex is the judgment. It's what brings about the pain in your life. I've said this before, the only sin that God really cares about is the sin that says, I don't think you're good and I'm not going to follow you. And then that leads to every other sin. And here's the thing, those choices that we make when we say, God, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know when I should embrace and when I should embrace, I'm going to do what I do when I want to do it, that leads me to do other things, and when I do these other things, though there is always that thin layer of sweetness and pleasure attached to it, there's always that sting and that deep pain that comes after it, and those activities are the judgment themselves, and the guilt and the shame and the brokenness that goes with it. So let me just tell you something. I say this to people all the time. Don't marry somebody who is not already well married. This is my entire Boy Meets Girl series in 3 minutes. Don't marry somebody who's not already well married. What do I mean by that? You find somebody who loves Christ, who says, I will be your bride. You are the perfect bridegroom. You will love me and seek me and pursue me. You'll forgive me. You'll reconcile with me. You'll be one with me. And I will give myself back to you because you have given yourself for me and to me. And that is the perfect spouse. They're to become one with Christ. Now, if you find somebody who says they're going to be one with a perfect spouse, who is unfaithful to a perfect spouse, who because they feel it right and because it's normative in their society, will break the covenant with that person to enter into a physical relationship with a person they say they love, maybe another believer even. The problem with premarital sex is what you're doing is you're yoking yourself to somebody who says they want to love and honor God. And God's already said, that's not good for you. Don't go there. And they're going to go, well, I'm going to do it because it makes sense to me. If that person won't be faithful to Christ, if that person won't be faithful to a perfect spouse, what makes you think they're going to be faithful to you when you get married? See, here's the problem with premarital sex, is that you're eroding trust before the relationship even starts, because you say, I'm going to do only that which is best for you. Can I tell you what's best for a girl? What's best for a girl is not to experiment with her or to use her for your own pleasure ever. What's best for a girl is that you honor her and treat her with dignity. What's best for a girl is that you woo her and you show her the true value that she is worth. And you don't cross that line because it seems right to you and culturally it's okay. What's best for a guy is that you spur him on always to be the man that God wants him to be. And that you don't have to, keep him around by giving him some sort of pleasure, but letting that man know you're going to deny yourself to love and serve me. And right now we're not to engage with each other physically. And so right now, these are the days for faithfulness and purity to mark your life. And so if you yoke yourself to somebody that is breaking through barriers that establish trust, why are you going to be surprised when later they break your trust and aren't faithful to you? They've already shown they're not a faithful person in a covenant relationship, and that's with a perfect spouse. What makes you think that they're going to be more faithful to you, an imperfect spouse? These are the days to be faithful and pure. Don't buy the lie.